Okay, it's really freaking hot in my room, so I want to get this done. Right, I made a new team, I was going to battle this guy, and then, like, 3/4 of the way through the game, he starts spouting racist things. Yeah, he said some things. I'm not offended in the slightest, it's a troll, that's what trolls do. They try and get, you know, people to get angry about it, and then they go off on a rant, and then they do, say even worse things, so hooray. But yeah, this was against him, and it's quite funny, really. Anyway, I'm leading off with a Fortress, he's leading off with a Deoxys D. I'm going to switch into a Slow King because I want it to leave, and I was kind of worried it would taunt me and stop me from setting up crap. He's going to go into a Rotom Wash, and I'm going to T-Wave it and lol in its face. Now, I was worried that he'd Volt Switch, but we've seen it all before. I was also worried he'd Hydro Pump, so we're going to go into Vileplume, and he gets Power Haxed. Now, as it turns out, his Rotom is quite incredibly strange, because he's got a Trick Flame Orb. I don't know why, but whatever, he can do whatever he wants. Well, ironically really, it actually works quite well, because my Vileplume will be getting absolutely nothing back, and I have no source of recovery on my team. Well, I have Slack Off on Slowking, but that doesn't heal up anyone else, does it? Anyway, I'm going to go into Fortress, because it's going to be the best thing to sponge this Sizzle. And, he's going to switch out, and he's going to go to a Jellicent. Now, this Jellicent was a huge kick in the bollocks for my team, because, I have nothing really to kill it. I did think about it while I was making the team, but my main plan was, oh, I can set up entry hazards. I have enough things to threaten it out in Vileplume. Slowking, it can't touch Slowking to save its fucking life. I figured I could force it out often enough that it would have to come into spikes and shit, and then I could just bring in Landorus and then EQ and it will die. Doesn't work out that way in this battle though, because my Vileplume is crippled with no form of recovery short of Giga Drain. There I predicted him to switch out, so I went Stun Spore, he doesn't bite, so I'm going to go into Fury, and basically this is good, because he's going to have to switch out, because he doesn't want to get his Rock's Rapid spinned away. God knows why, he really didn't want to get him spinned. But, I go for it anyway. If he stays in, I get the spin off. If he doesn't, then he doesn't, and whatever. In comes the Jelly again. I'm going to just set up spikes till I die, because I just, he's switching around a hell of a lot. I want to make sure I can capitalize on that, and then I can bring a Landorus and kill things. Now, I know I'm using a Landorus, and yes, I know, it's very, very, very unlike me, but, I don't know, it's sort of gotten to that stage where I just enjoy using whatever now. I don't really think, even Vaporeon at the worst of times, is pretty horrendous poke to face, but it has a lot of interesting things and could be a lot of fun. Reuniclus, the one poke I despise, probably on par with Victini, has some interesting things to do with it, like physical sets. Malk, said maybe I should try an Acid Armor set. Everything kind of has things to do that isn't the standard. So whatever tier it's in, I don't really care anymore. It's sort of beyond me. So that's kind of why I'm using it, just as a rough explanation. I'm not going all to OU whorish. Fury, I'll admit, I do prefer Crustle any day of the week. Crustle is so better in every way. Because, in my opinion, it can tank the special hits better. And it gets things like X's, I think Fury gets counter as well, but, in my opinion, Crustle can do more things, but what I wanted was, I've got an Entei, a Starmie, and a Slowking, and Fortress is only weak to fire. I'd rather go with the one weakness. But that's me. I'm using a Scarf Starmie as well, because my Rock Polish Landorus is beaten up by Scarf Landorus, because I don't think a Stone Edge will kill a Scarf Landorus, and a Hidden Power Ice will kill mine, unless he doesn't bring it into mine, because he's worried it'll have Hidden Power Ice, blah blah blah, you get the deal. So yeah, that's basically the general gist of my team, and Vileplume is also the best grass wall ever because it gets Aromatherapy and Stun Spore. Seems pretty innocent, but Stun Spore is so good. It's massively underrated, and the fact that you can get it on Aromatherapy with Aromatherapy is also nice. I'm sure there are other things, but in my opinion, Vileplume is the best poke for the job. Anyway, I'm going to go into Entei now. because I want him to stay asleep, and I don't like him, you know, having to wake up and do shit. So he's going to go into a Latios. I'm just going to roar him out, and back in comes the Sizzle. And this time I figure, well, he's obviously going to want me to roar him out again, so he'll go into something, and, you know, he can get some initiative. But here, I'm just going to Firefang take him out, so he loses Sizzle, and his Sizzle did absolutely nothing, which is fantastic. Because no one likes Sizzle, it's a pain in the dick, and it should sod off and die. And then comes the Jellicent, and of course I can't do anything to that. Oh yeah, I didn't explain my Entei. Basically, it's just a physical wall with Reflect and Will-O-Wisp. You can't get much tankier than that. I switch into my Vileplume as Death Fodder, and he switches out and goes to his Gliscor. And if I'd have Will-O-Wisp, that would have been like the sexiest thing in the world. Burning a Gliscor, that would have been beast. There, I go into my Starmie to tell him to fuck off. But he doesn't. Oh, he either predicted incredibly well, or he just was too fucking stupid to realise that Starmie's quicker than Gliscor. So he stays in and goes for a Facade. And then he makes a really dumb play and switches into his Jellicent, I guess, predicting the Hidden Power Ice. But yeah, I don't know. That seems incredibly ballsy to me. Anyway, now he's going to go into his Latios, and I'm going to switch out. I'm going to go into my Slowking, because Slowking is God, and it does not care about some stupid plane dragon thingy. Yeah. So he's going to Draco me, and it looks like he's probably Specs, so Landorus won't outspeed, but, well, I suppose after a Rock Polish, he's going to outspeed everything, but you get my point. So I'm just going to slack off, because I really don't want Slowking to die. It is like my ticket to killing everything on his team. It's so good. I love Slowking. It's a good thing I put Signal Beam on it as well, because it beats up his Latios and his Deoxys D. Scald barely misses out on a KO there, and I find that happens a lot. I really want to run Surf just because of that. Because I find that Scald on those kind of pokes just never quite kills it, like on Vaporeon as well. Leaves it a tiny amount of HP. But oh well. I'm going to sack Entei because I want more Regenerator boost or health regain thingy on my Slowking. And, yeah, that's how that works. Entei wasn't going to do anything anyway. And now I'm going to go into Starmie, and I'm going to say, right, can you fuck off, please? God, how rude. And now he's going to go into his Deoxys D, and of course I can't touch that. What I should have done is gone, Hydro Pump, ideally, because the only thing that's going to resist it is Deoxys... No, the Latios. Blah. Don't know where I was going with that. Also, that Starmie is timid because, unfortunately, modest Starmie only has 329 speed at max. Well, only. But that's 2 less than Landorus, and I'm buggered if I'm living with that, so it's timid. For mega scarfed, speedy revenge killing of Doom, I suppose. He seems really content to think that Gliscor will handle Slowking, and I don't understand why he assumes Facade has more power than Earthquake. I don't understand, sir. Don't understand. Either way, down goes Gliscor, in comes Latios, and here, if he'd have gone Draco, he would have won. But no, he was a pansy, and he went Shadow Ball, and now Slowking, in its infinite beastliness, tanks every single hit. What have you got on that? Oh, yeah. And now I can just T-Wave him, I can keep slacking off till he wants to get paralyzed, or until I get critted or Spidef dropped, you know. You know how these things go. I could have switched out, but it seemed like kind of a shitty waste of my Starmie, and I might need it to get a sneak kill on something, so, yeah. He's going to keep going for it. He really doesn't want to switch out, and, yeah, I'm just going to keep going. And basically, kids, when you're a troll, and I know there are some trolls out there, karma is something that you will have to face eventually. I know it's all very funny, shouting at people and calling them very rude names behind a screen, and I have done it a lot of times. I'm not gonna lie, there's no end of times where I've said someone was a retard for something, and then they talk to me, and then I'm in the wrong because I was rude. But at the end of the day, if you see a troll, and there is a troll in your neighborhood, the best thing to do is agree with him. Because if you agree with him, he has nowhere to go. You can't do anything. But yeah, so, I'd say I was a troll at the end of the day, but, I at least try and be nice. I don't know. I don't know any trolls that end up, well, being nice people. Ugh. Oh well. Anyway, the point is, if you're gonna be a troll, there is gonna be one point where, yeah, karma will come back to bite you in the arse, mount you on a trebuchet, and then will launch it to the point where the bucket hits you in the bollocks. It's a very, very, very sort of left field way of putting it, but you get my point. So yeah. Either way, the point is, I don't know, I just enjoyed this because he was really rude. He was like, oh, I've never lost, blah, 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 blah. And then, Slow King dumps on his parade. So, yeah. Just remember, kids, it is a game for 3-year-olds, okay? We're not we're not a Call of Duty based thing where we all have to shout at like really squeaky pitched voices and really insult people all the time. We're better than that. So let's prove that. And that's the icing on the cake. Goodbye, sir. That is good game. I hope you enjoyed my little service video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, guys. And yes, karma is a bitch!